from Santa Fe.
Dayton Simmons from Santa Fe, yeah.
You happen to be the expert, or probably one of the very, very few when it comes to unstabilized turquoise.
Natural turquoise.
Nitrous turquoise. So if we start from the beginning, from people who actually do not know what the difference between a natural turquoise versus a stabilized one, let's start like turquoise 101.
Okay, so first off, one of the things that gives me accreditation, my little feather in my cap, GIA, the Gemological Institute of America, which is the foremost authority on gemological identification in the world, asked me to come speak to them back in '07. My presentation was recorded, videotaped by them when I spoke to their students and staff, and that has been in their library for their class curriculum on turquoise ever since.
So you're a star.
I'm a star in my own little mind. No, I'm kidding. So that kind of was a neat thing because they don't really have a lot of turquoise stuff in their curriculum. They know all about diamonds and sapphires and real versus synthetic, but turquoise they didn't have a whole lot of. So my talk, turquoise natural or otherwise, is one that I gave to GIA. I'd already started doing it in educational settings, universities and such. And in this talk, what I discuss is what natural turquoise is versus the other material, the treated material. Natural turquoise is defined as turquoise that is hard enough to cut and polish as it comes out of the ground. This is due to it having a high enough silica content. Most turquoise comes out of the ground as a soft, chalky, porous material. So we call it chalk. So it's, sticks to your tongue. It's right on a sidewalk. It is not commercially viable in that state. It's too soft to be used. So it needs to go through a variety of artificial hardening processes to make it commercially viable, dollars and cents.
Obviously, whenever we hear about a treated stone or hand-modified or humanly modified stone, it's always like, it always falls into the wrong category versus, and what you were explaining is that natural turquoise, as you were explaining it, only represents what, 2%, 3%?
Less than 5% of the world's turquoise is natural, is hard enough to use as is. The over 95% has been altered, has been artificially hardened to give it commercial viability. So it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's all about disclosure.
Okay.
As long as there is integrity, honesty, disclosure about it, then a lot of people are fine with stabilized or treated turquoise. It's a lot less expensive. Natural turquoise, especially when you get to gem grade, is much more expensive, can be cost prohibitive for the general consumer. And there's a lot of people that do not sell it with integrity. They will call treated turquoise natural so they can get more money.
Okay. So then when it comes down to the viability of the stone, obviously when you speak high jewelry, from what you see, all the big institutional names use turquoise in their high jewelry collection. That's something you rarely hear about, even though I'm guessing clients who are investing millions sometimes in high jewelry pieces need to know if their stones are stabilized or not. And then are they okay that over the years, the natural turquoise will get this patina because the color will evolve over time versus stabilized one that will remain the same?
It can. The really good turquoise, the gem grade, will get more of a luster and a patina from body oil, from being worn, from being handled.
Like pearls.
Like pearls. They get more luscious, more juicy, more lovely. The stabilized material, or the treated stuff, because it has been altered, it's been pumped full of plastic, will never change color. And a lot of people like that too. It is more durable. If you drop it on the ground, it's less likely to break. People who desire investment grade turquoise, natural gem grade, they know what they want. And they are willing to pay for it. They understand it. They understand how to take care of the material. But a lot of people just want something that's pretty and blue, and that's fine.
That's true. So can you show me like two different examples as you were showing me earlier?
So these two bags of turquoise, I don't know how well you can see it there, but this bag is the chalk. It's soft, pale, porous. It's lighter in color. So the natural has the color, it has the hardness, it can be used as is. The chalk, these are from the same mine, the same batch of turquoise. I just separated them as I was going so I could show the difference. This pale, porous, chalky material is what is then infused with plastics.
Okay.
Sometimes it's even dyed. This is stabilized and they put blue dye into it to give it the color.
So
These,
enhanced, yeah.
yeah. So these two pieces were probably what made the most impact on Eleanor and her family. They are about the same size. They would displace the same volume of water if you drop them in a cup. This is natural. This is stabilized. So you can't see this on film, obviously, but this one, the natural, is much heavier, much denser. This piece is the chalk that has been pumped full of plastic. And can you see that little divot there in the top with the clarity? That is this kind of plastic right here. These paperweights with the scorpion inside, that plastic is what was originally used to stabilize the turquoise. It's more space age now, but this exact plastic, liquid form, the turquoise was put into, it soaked it up over a long term, like 3 to 6 months, like a sponge, just sucked it up, and that's a little divot of this material. So this piece is much lighter weight than that, and it's chalk and plastic. This is a hard rock.
So light.
I mean,
That's a rock. That's a plastic.
Yeah. You can even tell the difference visually and tactilely. So this is natural turquoise, this is stabilized. And I call there's a difference in the sheen of plastic and the glow of a stone. It's subtle and it may not show up on film, but this stone gets its shine, more of a glow, from refraction, where the light penetrates the turquoise, bounces around, and comes back out from refraction because of the silica content. It's like looking down into a piece of agate. You look down into the agate. The stabilized turquoise, with the plastic, the sheen comes from reflection. The light just hits the surface and bounces off. It does not penetrate and refract. So there's a visual difference. And if you rub your hands, your thumbs simultaneously on these two stones, which we did the other day, the natural turquoise is slicker, it's sleeker. The stabilized is more of a friction drag. So you can actually physically feel the difference and see the difference if you train your eye and train your fingers.
But when you look at, when you look at this turquoise, to me, it looks like a real natural one, but then you tell me there's plastic, and again, all of a sudden, I don't want it anymore. I want this one. Even though
you're becoming a turquoise snob, or just by hanging on the booth.
No, but it's beautiful. When you look at it, all of this is natural. But the minute you tell someone, well, it has been slightly modified to look better, so it has been enhanced with plastic, then people are like, oh yeah, that's a plastic gem,
well,
which isn't.
It bothers some people. It doesn't bother other people.
It's all that terminology.
It's that terminology, and it can be disconcerting. It can throw people off.
Yeah.
But you have, but once you explain, well, look, 95% of all turquoise is treated, and you're going to be paying a lot more for the natural. Like, oh, then it makes sense. So, like you were saying about sapphires, tanzanites, heat treated versus natural, there's reasons why there's different prices, and some people are okay. They don't have the budget for the higher end.
So, for example, if we're talking prices, what would be this price versus that price?
$1 a carat, $8 a carat.
$1 a carat, $8 a carat. Natural versus stabilized. Interesting.
It can vary. You can get, and a lot of stabilized turquoise is much prettier than this. This is an okay piece of turquoise, but you get into some of the high-end turquoises, and once it's stabilized, it's very beautiful. But the price point is always going to be there. Natural versus treated is always going to be more valuable. It's going to hold its value.
Of course.
The amount of turquoise coming out of the ground these days is minimal compared to back in the day.
But it's like rubies, like now you have less than 5% of natural rubies that are not heated. Emeralds are no oil, no heat, same thing. And it falls into the range of the precious stones, even though they're not considered as precious stones.
Turquoise, in my estimation, rare gem-grade turquoise is a precious stone.
Of course.
It's considered semi-precious, but yeah, you get to that realm of gem-grade, the rarity, it's precious.
If we want to buy a turquoise from you, we either have to come visit you in Santa Fe or here.
Or any of the other shows I do. Yeah, I do not sell online or long distance. I have a very busy life, and that's a full-time job, selling online. But I travel, I do shows. You come to Santa Fe, hook up, have some fun.
And what is the name of the mine, if we were to start from the beginning?
Yeah, so I have 2 turquoise mines in Cerrillos, New Mexico.
Yeah.
These are the oldest turquoise mines in North America, going back 1,200 years to when the Anasazi mined there. They're the prehistoric culture in the Four Corners area that developed Chaco Canyon and all. So the turquoise artifacts found at Chaco Canyon are all thought to have come from Cerrillos. So the Cerrillos mining district is in the Cerrillos Hills. My mine is called the Verde, which is Spanish for green, and a lot of green turquoise comes out of it. This is some of the rough material right here that comes from my mine. And this is some jewelry that I make, and then these are cabochons over there. All of those 3 trays are the type of material that come out of my mine, the Verde. I'm a lucky, lucky man. I have my own place to dig turquoise. If you were to come there, we would go out to the mine. You could look down the ground and pick up your own
Love
turquoise.
to do that.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So
that's a date. Huh.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
My great pleasure, Eleanor. Thank you so very much for finding us. And thank you for everybody for listening, and see you in Santa Fe.